Hey my loves, today we're playing in a gorgeous pixie cut. She comes courtesy of OMG Queen, and of course you guys know we're gonna slay from start to finish. So off camera I went ahead and co-washed her. She's pretty much about 90% air dried at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and put her on for you guys, but first I wanted to show you guys the inside. The knots are bleached and it did come with an elastic band attached. This makes it super glueless. You can kind of tell how flat and flush it fits on my hairline, that this one is definitely going to fit glueless. They also included a pack of wig caps in the packaging. So we're going to go in right away and start our styling process. So first of all, this one is pre-plucked, so I wanted to go ahead and test it out and see what we're working with. Absolutely beautiful. You can tell how soft and just pretty this one is going to look without any customizations. You definitely don't need to do anything at all, but as you guys can see, I'm kind of pulling at it and kind of thinning out what I've designated as baby hair, and that kind of makes it look just a little bit better. I've decided to go in and tweeze it away from the hairline as well. I definitely find that no matter how much it comes pre-plucked, it's always best to go in and customize it for yourself if you choose to, and if you do, make sure that you are using a nice, fresh, sharp pair of tweezers so that the process is simple and easy, and also so that you don't poke any holes in your lace. If you look, you can subtly see how it's sort of opening up a little bit, not too extreme, but it's just not looking as boxy as it would without. Also, don't forget to go along the sides. This is a place where I usually get very lazy. I typically would do the front center and then just, you know, leave the sides, but the sides are just as important. So I'm going in and I'm kind of using the pull method to kind of just pull at what I part out and just thinning it out completely. That way it's a lot more natural and thin and a little bit more gradient at the front. And this works for me just because I find that when I'm tweezing a little bit too much around my hairline, it sometimes will hurt a little bit. Like as you're plucking, it just kind of makes your hairline feel a little bit tender. Now we're going to go in and cut off the excess lace. So if you rewind a little bit and you look at how the lace looks, it definitely does not look skin-like on me, at least. So I'm going to go in with a lace tint just along the hairline. I actually did 2 coats where I applied a coat, I blow dried it, and then I applied a second coat because I felt like it wasn't dark enough. And as you guys can see, this looks absolutely amazing. It looks dead on with my complexion, and I will have this one linked in the description box. So now that we're all ready to go, we're going to go ahead and install. You guys know I typically go with a holding spray, and I use pretty much a holding spray in lieu of a actual like glue or gel or anything like that. And this is just because this is just a simple, quick, easy install. I do take my wigs off at night most nights, and so this makes it to where I don't have to rip anything up. I don't have to do any removal process, and it doesn't you know, make the lace or hairline too sticky. After a few installs, you will have to go in and clean up the hairline, usually by washing it with shampoo and conditioner, because if you kind of apply that spray and you know, apply it every single day, at a certain point it becomes a little bit hard and it won't stick as well, but that's to be expected. Now if you're going to go ahead and apply, do also make sure that you get those sideburns. They do take a little bit of extra work. Today's baby hair look is going to be a little bit more short and thin. I'm using a foam lotion as my edge control, and for me this gives the most natural and neat finish opposed to like an actual edge control. I still do love edge control, but this is just my favorite way of making my baby hair look super good. And I'm going to trim it super short. Normally I would go a little bit longer than this, but I don't know, I was just trying to switch it up today. Today we're going with a center part. I am using a electric hot comb. Although I am going to go for a wet hairstyle, I still like to go in with the hot tools, especially an electric hot comb, to make everything smooth and flat along the hairline. You can just go ahead and wet it down and it'll do pretty much the same thing, but I just don't want my cap super wet, so I would rather press it out opposed to wetting it down. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a center part, so I kind of just was looking and seeing, okay, side part, no. Make bangs in the front, no. I really like the bangs. I feel like if it was wet it would look cute. A little pony at the top would look cute. I was just kind of playing with it and seeing what my options were with this one. And then I also was thinking maybe 2 space buns or 2 ponytails up top, and then I just ultimately decided to go with the center part. Now be sure to add powder in the parting if you wanted to, you know, match your complexion perfectly, or you can go in and add a concealer. I'm using a wax stick here to go ahead and make sure everything looks super nice and shiny and, you know, flat and smooth. And then we're gonna, you know, spray down the rest of the hair with a water bottle, add a little bit of foam lotion, and then we are done with this install. Martinelli's has the best apple juice of all time. Don't argue with me. Okay, so these are the finished results, and this one came from OMGqueen, as I said in the beginning, and this is pretty much how it came out. Now, I absolutely love it. You guys know whenever I do like an 8-inch bob, if it's curly, I'm gonna more so go for a side part and make it a little bit more fun and flirty. But I tried to challenge myself this time around and do a center part. I was afraid it was gonna look a little bit sideshow bobbish because of the taper, but it actually looks really, really, really good. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. Again, she is 8 inches in length, and I believe it's 180% density. I do have a link to her in the description box. Now, the one thing I did different with my install is I did go ahead and add a lace tint. But the first couple of times I tried this, and you guys see I have used this quite a few times, but the first couple of times I used it, I did do like over the sink while the wig was wet, like after a co-wash. This time around I did co-wash the wig, but I let it almost dry completely, and then I added the lace tint, but just on the outer side. So normally I would add it like underneath the wig or like in the inside of the lace. This time I just sprayed it a really generous along the hairline. I dried it on the warm setting with the blow dryer, and I felt like it can go a little bit deeper, so I did a second coat and I dried it. You really can't see the demarcation of where my skin starts and where the lace starts, which is obviously the goal. Obviously I didn't get it in the parting, but you can go ahead and add a powder to the parting if you want, but I kind of feel like your scalp is a little bit lighter than your complexion normally anyways, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And then as far as the hairline as well, I did kind of pull and pluck it a little bit and add some baby hair. If you don't want baby hair, just brush it all backwards and you'll be able to go ahead and make it blend super nice. Now, the last step I would typically do is add my scarf. I just realized as I'm talking to you guys, I did not do that. But I love to add a scarf to the hairline. Let the hairline set for at least a good 5 to 10 minutes. And that literally will help the lace to melt completely. Like, this looks good, but that definitely will take it to another level. But I'll do that off camera because I think this looks good as is. Let me know what you think of this one and what things you think I could do to make it even better. Again, she came from OMG Queen, so make sure you check out the website. I have a link to the wig in the description box. Also, make sure that your post notifications are turned on, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have my little one here. Say hi. She's looking around and she's super confused because I have all of my hair supplies here. But I hope you guys are enjoying the New Year's. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Like a kid in a candy store. Smooches.